So you may recall that we're in the middle of a number of sorting projects, and and some of those, one of those projects is sorting by pronouns, which began as a very delayed response to an evaluation of one of my papers on Yoko Ono by Alan Capro, and my questioning of his correction of one of the pronouns that I used in describing a viewing position of that particular work. And some of those pronoun sorting projects have involved sorting by the pronoun John Oliver, sorting by other kinds of pronouns, and then another sorting piece that we're in the midst of is began with an investigation of practices of paying individuals with disabilities sub-minimum wage, and the provisions, the federal provisions for that practice in Section 14C of the Fair Labor Standards Act, and how those sub-minimum wages are determined in various organizations. And I had intended to sort books by whether or not I had acquired them at a store run by the organization ARC, and while simultaneously describing instances that I have observed of individuals with disabilities receiving less than minimum wage and the kinds of work that they were performing. And some of that work was piecework, as in kind of factory labor, sorting the pieces of disassembled machinery to be recycled or reutilized in isolated, non-social situations, and being paid sub-minimum wage for that labor. And we've pretty much been interrupted by the Rittenhouse verdict, and so those sorting projects are on hold as not, I don't really consider it on hold. I consider it, just placed in a different position within the configuration of many events and acts and forms of communication that we produce. But right now, we're doing pieces related to that verdict, and I thought, I could do a piece, another sorting piece, provisionally titled, something like sorting by fascism, based on the verdict, based on the Rittenhouse verdict, and the way that this Judge Schroeder, I believe his name is, basically conspired with the defense, to ensure acquittal and vindicate this young murderer. And of course, the motivation for all of this is to sustain the systemic racist function of the institution itself. And I had, before that, I had, been doing looking at a piece by another artist named Green, whose political work engaging the racial dynamics and social dynamics of the death penalty in the United States involved looking at the last meals of individuals who were executed in the United States, and transforming these meals into images that she painted on a variety of plates acquired from thrift stores and other outlets. As a way, of performing, both emotional and structural response to the racial dynamics of incarceration and the death penalty in the United States. And so, that that was another piece that we need to continue with, and that I promised to discuss further. But today, in light of the verdict and the media responses to it, and my growing concern that fascism in the United States is gaining momentum, both as a political movement and as as a structural apparatus of various institutions, including all levels of the judicial branch of of our former democracy. And so I thought, this piece could represent what sorting by fascism looks like. And I thought that I would sort once again, the books in my library by fascism. So let's see if we can get through more volumes. Let's see. I think we've left off one possibility. So this is the Rittenhouse possibility. And it applies to to anything that doesn't obstruct the further development and support of fascism. So not only fascist volumes, which I would be surprised if I had too many fascist volumes in my library, but volumes that are relatively innocuous to the forms and functions of fascism. So I don't really know anything about this volume. I had mistaken it for part of the Harry Potter series, which apparently it isn't, but it is Disney. So the fact of it being Disney, I think we're going to put it here in the Scot-free. Scott Momaday, well, clearly the fascist project is to remove voting rights and the rights to work from Native Americans and African Americans. That will go there. This one will go here. Italo Calvino. I like Italo Calvino, but I'm not entirely convinced that this volume is structurally problematic to the growth of fascism. Just put it scot-free. Well, this could be regarded as anti-Christian. It's a question if it goes here. Let's call this one Life in Prison. Parable of the Sower. Put that there. Another one. There's a Sisyphus. There's wheel. Here. Native American, put that there. Finding Dorothy, I don't really know much about this book. Well, it does deal with suffrage, so it's probably not going to be scot-free. Give it a $10,000 fine. Let's see. Put this one here. Rilke. This is a tough one. Well, the translators of this are women, I think. No, this is a different one. This is not translated by women, so we'll put it over here. All right, well, this one deals with abuse and struggle. Give this one a $10,000 fine. This one here. This one here. Pope Francis. This is a really problematic one. I'm not entirely sure. If it had been any other pope, we could have put it under scot-free, but I'm not sure about this one. Maybe we'll give it a $10,000 fine. Plato. Mrs. Dalloway. Put her over here. I suspect this one goes here. William Emerson. This is an interesting volume. I have this volume because I got this in a used bookstore, and I remember really liking William Everson when I saw him read in sometime in the early 80s. But this is a book of the writing he did while he was still brother Antoninus, and I find it entirely unreadable. So if anyone wants this volume, they can figure out a way of getting a hold of me, and they can have it. Gulliver's Travels. Put this one over here. Put that there. That there. San Diego. This could be problematic because if any of these birds no longer exist because they've been exterminated by industry, this could be seen as political propaganda. So we'll put it over here and $10,000 fine. Borges. Anyone can know. Put this one here. This one here. Right, now this is the one I think that was translated by women, and so that's problematic under fascism, so we'll put this one with the fines. This is probably, thoroughly enough colonialist to get off scot-free. The two H's, we'll put those here. Krishnamurti probably goes here. This one. Tough one. Put him here. Put him here. Bhagavad Gita. Probably goes here. Beyond the death of God. Well, that's definitely going to have to go here, right? Under fascism. Oh, here's one that they'll like. All right. This is, I forget what we did with him. I think we put him in the fines. Siddhartha, Herman Hesse. Give that a fine. Token. You can go over there. Let's see. I don't remember this being particularly problematic, but we will take away his voting rights. New Mexico state map with the obligatory chilies. We'll put that over there. Becoming human. Seems opening ourselves to outsiders. That's obviously heretical. So we're gonna have to put him line for execution. Well, obviously, I don't think there's any question of where that goes, right? The Bodhisattva probably gets executed. Let's see. Three pillars of Zen. Just take away his voting rights. Oh, this is really problematic to the institution of borders and the propaganda machine. So we're gonna put him on death row. Tibetan Book of the Dead. Put this one here. Gandhi, also problematic. Paul Tillich. Wow, this book has got some interesting information in it, doesn't it? bad that we didn't get the rest of the Peanuts comic. Obviously, remove the voting rights. My piles are getting a little messy, and the light is changing in the room, so I think that will be it for today. But we'll just pan back and see what the results of sorting by fascism really looks like. Surprisingly few designations of life in prison.